I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe, heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind you. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when it's this, you try somebody's secret? When you like, you try a secret? When you like, it's in public? What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and you secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing IPOBs. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a man. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
Biafrans and lovers of freedom, Oduduwa brothers, and everyone in all the nations that are trapped in the contraption, I want to welcome you all to this live broadcast today. Today is Saturday, the 10th of December 2022. We already have our guest in the house. He's going to be coming up shortly. If I introduce him, I want to welcome you all. This is the Sit at Home program. As we go on in this massive program and massive, process of emancipation, which of course nobody can stop and nothing can hinder us. I want to welcome you all to this program, especially for the Sit at Home program. Even if today is a NUGGET conference, but definitely the program is special and designed critically for the purpose of our Sit at Home. And I want to tell you that it's going to be special because our guest has something to give to you today that will amaze you. He's going to speak to us today. He's a veteran. He is also a military person in the United States. He's also he fought in the Biafra war. He also has much experience to pour to us today in this period of our movement for our freedom. Remember, this program of freedom is massive. It's not to be taken for granted. It's not to be looked down on and must be obeyed. The Sit at Home and everything that we do must be obeyed. I welcome you all, and I want to say thank you, Biafrans, for sitting at home. We know we've experienced about 80-something% sit at home. Tomorrow is going to be different. We're going to keep enforcing it and make sure that our people sit at home, because that is what we should do. We should respect the order for freedom. I want to welcome you all, David Goodman. David Goodman, thank you you're the first person to send a message today. We move with speed. Thank you so much for that message. I won't waste much time because I want to bring our guest in so that he can speak, and then we can continue from there, and then we can go on. Let me just take one more message before I need to read other messages before I bring our guest in. I just take one more message, and then I get our guest in, and then we move straight to the business, and then after that I read other messages. We have a go. Thank you. Greetings, Kelechi. Good you could find it today on time. Thank you so much for joining. Without wasting time, I'm going to be inviting our guest. Of course, some of you would have seen the name on the display there. He's going to be here. Without wasting more time, Chief Emeka, you're welcome, sir. You are welcome specially to this program. I want to say welcome. Please, can you say hi to Biafrans?
Hello, Biafrans. Morning, or is it evening over there? It's evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Because I can't see my video here.
Okay. Video is reversed. It's reversed. It's actually showing the other side of, rather than showing you. It's actually showing the other side.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to fix so that you can see me, but I can see myself. Okay. Wow. Good evening, dear friends. How you are doing? I hope everywhere is peaceful. I know how it is, but all of you have to survive and take what you see every day. Change is coming.
Yes.
Change is coming. Before you know it, the change will be there for all of you, for all of us. You have to take heart, but try and survive every day that comes. Now is the time for you to survive. We survived during the war, and it is your turn to survive today. No matter what happens, no matter what anybody does, have hope, because the future is hopeful. Now, if you want me to continue, then I can continue from there.
All right, Chief, before you continue, talking about survival, because we have seen that our people have become very nonchalant, especially most of those people who are connected to the Fulani, crumbs, getting the crumbs from the table of the Fulanese, who are trying as much as they can to see that they actually destroy this very potent weapon for the freedom of the people. Some people have decided to make themselves stooges. Now, I was listening, on Mazi Samanepa's, space today on Twitter, and I heard some very, very terrible questions that you just wonder how people reason. Somebody is saying that, don't we think we're fighting God by fighting Peter Obi? Now, there are so many very funny things that, when you hear them, you begin to wonder. Now, before we go on, please, I want you to tell from your experience and from the things that have happened to Biafrans, based on the fact that we are actually looking at opportunities like this to get ourselves free. What would you tell Biafrans, before you go on with what is on your mind to say, what would you tell Biafrans, the significance of the sit at home, so that they will understand why we're doing what we're doing?
Okay. Ted Kennedy, one of the Senator Ted Kennedy in the United States, during the civil rights movement here, said, those who make peace change impossible make violent change inevitable. Like our chief spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, said, there is nowhere in the world where people have gotten their freedom through peaceful means, especially when you are dealing with people who are backwards, who are not civilized. Okay, in the United States, which is what I wanted to say, is intertwined with what I wanted to say. In the United States, let me even go to India. India, when Mahatma Gandhi fought the British were a civilized people. Okay, so he adopted the non-violent movement. But even in that non-violent movement, they had to disobey British rule, British law, especially when it was illegal for the indigents in India to make salt. But Mahatma mobilized the masses in India, and he led them to the Ganges, and they started making salt, which violated British rule at that time. So it was a well-planned disobedient movement, which still led to the death of so many people in India at the time. Okay. In the United States, they fought a war here, which led to the death of so many thousands of people before the United States, the formation of the United States. Okay. So there are rules and regulations that has to be put into place. The sit at home is a necessary evil, or I would say it's a necessary good in our case for us to achieve Biafra. It is a preparation for people to endure, so that when the unendurable arrives, then it will not be a surprise for them. They say, okay, we have seen this before. We can go through, we can survive it, no matter the nature of it. So that's why the sit at home is very, very important for everybody, every Biafran, no matter where they are, to obey. Don't listen to those who are telling them, oh, they are going to suffer. What kind of preparation have they made for any of them? During the war, we didn't have any preparation. We were attacked. We were taken unawares, but we fought from day one. We survived. A lot of us died, but we survived. Today, the sit at home is mandatory. Any Biafran who is questioning the validity of sit at home should go and wash his head, should go and wash his brains, because it is preparing you for what is to come. There will come a time where you will be forced to sit at home without even anybody telling you to sit at home. you will be forced to sit at home because the conditions will warrant it. Nobody will leave you sit at home. You just know that going outside will possibly mean facing the impossible. Maybe that will take your life. So this is to prepare you that what is to come in the future. So anybody who's questioning that should not question it. Simply obey, 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 obey. But before that time, I mentioned to you last time here that people should always make sure they have food. Buy food. You don't have to wait until they tell you to sit at home before you buy food. Buy food when you have money. The highest money you have, you go to the market, use it and buy bags of rice. Okay, bags of beans, bags of salt, bags of oil, cans of oil, pepper, and water, a lot of water. I mean, if you can fill your buckets, everything you have, fill it up with water, because water, these are the survival things you need. And nobody will tell you, okay, you can't go out in when every place is deserted to start to try and fetch some water. You may not come back. So make sure you have water. You buy all these things when you have money in your pocket. Buy these things and store it in the house. Okay, that will be your savior. That's what will save you until the time, until another opportunity arises where you can go out freely and go to where you want to go to. So buy food, store it. Okay, get you some water, store it. That will be your savior. Now, if I may go to what I wanted to say in line with this, I had somebody who responded to my tweet on Twitter and was questioning Master Simon Ekpa, that he is from Abakaliki, that I was following an Abakaliki man. I told that idiot, if there are people in Biafra land who has that kind of mindset, that because a leader, somebody who is fighting for freedom, is from a certain area, that makes that person unqualified. That is the most stupid idea I've ever seen. So that person, I want to educate Biafrans who don't know the history of Biafra or Eastern Nigeria. In Eastern Nigeria, the first governor of Eastern Nigeria was Dr. Francis Akano Abiam. Okay, he was from a place called Owana, in Abakaliki. He was the first governor. And apart from being the first governor of Eastern Nigeria, he was also the president of the World Council of Churches. Okay. And he was also the president of NCNC, National Council of, I think NCNC was the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, of which Azikiwe became the first president, ceremonial president of Nigeria. That was the NCNC, was the main political party that governed Eastern Nigeria. From after Akano Abiam was Dr. Michael Okpara, who was the first premier. I mean, we didn't have another change of government. So because from them, then the military government plotted the coup of 1966 and took over. So Akano Abiam was the first governor after independence, up until the military took over. Dr. Michael Okpara was the first premier of Eastern Nigeria before the military took over. Michael Abora was from Umuahia. Alkane was from Hazara. Afikpo, in particular, Owana in Afikpo division. So those who think that you have to come from a particular area in order to lead a struggle are mistaken. I am a supporter of Master Simon Ekpa, 100%. There is no doubt in my body that he is the right guy at this time to lead this struggle. He has my vote of confidence. Whereas anybody will even hesitate, I will jump ahead of that person. I will follow Simon Ekpa to the gates of. Apart from that, he is experienced. He's a military personnel like me, so I understand him. We are all governed under what is called Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. So when I speak in military terms, he understands, and I understand him. Okay, so that's one reason. That alone. Once I knew that he has been serving in the Finnish military, that was the thing that sealed it for me, because we in the military we have a camaraderie that is unbroken anywhere in the world. Once you serve in the military, we have that code of honor. We understand each other. Yes. That sealed it for me. Okay, so anybody who is doubting the authenticity of Simon Ekpa should go and look at himself again. And if there are people in Biafra land who are hesitant to join this struggle because Simon Ekpa is not from their area, then that person is a saboteur. They should check their position and jump into this struggle. We need everybody, even those who are on the side of Nigeria today. We need them to come back to their senses and help us fight this struggle and win our freedom. Another thing I want to tell you is that the war we are fighting is not just an ordinary fight. Like in the United States, we are fighting a revolutionary war based on the same ideals that the original 13 colonies in the United States fought. Okay? The principle for which they fought here are the same principle that we are fighting for Biafra. Okay, I said Biafra are fighting for the same revolutionary ideals that the original 13 colonies in the founding of the United States fought against Imperial Britain. These noble ideals establish that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, government are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That is what we are fighting for. Rights, which are life. We are fighting for our life. For us not to be killed like rats, like common criminals. That's what we are fighting for. For us to be safe in our domain. For us to go to enrich ourselves in our domain. To have hope, to flourish, to ascend, to achieve the highest limits of our potential without anybody holding you down. Liberty. You are free to do anything. You are free to go anywhere within Biafra land to live anywhere you want to live without any restrictions, without any discrimination. And the pursuit of happiness. You are free to make as much money as you want. And in economic system, capitalist economic system, where you can start a business, because the function of government is to create the conditions necessary for business to thrive, not the other way. Okay, so we established a sound economic system, capitalist system, where you can start your business from small beginnings, then grow to become a gigantic company where you can employ your fellow citizens and pay them just wages, and they also can pursue their happiness in whatever form they deem necessary. So these three ideals are the same things we are fighting that the original 10 colonies of the United States. It was not the United States then. It was called Confederate States of the Confederate States of the Union. The 10 colonies, that's what started the United States. That's what they fought. They defeated the British colonial power and then founded the United States. Before all the other states were admitted from time to time, each other states then joined in and were admitted. The same principle we are fighting. Just cause. And government is not simply to be among the richest or those who have the greatest amount of money or the most educated. Government, according to John Locke, the philosopher, is instituted among men, and that government is supposed to derive their power, their just power, because there is unjust power. That government is supposed to derive their just power from the consent of the governed, those who are governed, the population, the larger population. If each individual is a sovereign entity, you are a sovereign entity. The collective, if all the people come together, becomes the power, collective interest of the governed. They give that power. But each person will give up that small power from each one, and then hand it over to the government. The government will exercise that power for the interest of the people, not for the interest of those who have the greatest amount of money, not the interest of the people who wield the greatest amount of power. There is what is called public good. There has never been the concept of public good in Nigeria.
Yes.
There was a little bit of that in Eastern Nigeria. Yes, because Eastern Nigeria government performed a lot of good things. All the roads that are still motorable today in Eastern Nigeria, in Biafra land, were those constructed during Eastern Nigeria. Is there anybody that can dispute that? No. All the roads that are still motorable were constructed during the period of Eastern Nigeria in the 60s.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Show me one road that has been constructed after 1966 by Nigeria, in Eastern Nigeria. None. And all these things are very clear in front of them. And they are people who think they will stay in Nigeria and profit just for today. Temporary enjoyment, temporary accumulation of wealth, without the interest of the masses at heart. If I eat and my neighbor does not eat, the welfare of the community is at stake.
Very well. And I'm in trouble too.
Exactly. So it is very painful to me, to most of us who can discern something when they see it, because like our Mazi Namdekanu, like Simon Ekpa, there are people who can discern the future. Okay? They can see what is going to happen before they happen. Okay? So there are not many people in that category. And much of our so-called the elders, so-called elders, don't have that discernment. They are Shylock. For those who read Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare, they are Shylock. They care only for their money. But the day will come where they will get their money, but not more than that £1 of money. And without blood. The day will come when they will pay for their sins. Because when you go to hunt, don't you hunt? It's not all the time you go to hunt that you catch, that you'll be able to kill that animal, right?
Yes.
So another day will come, you go back again. And that day, when you come back, I would tell you, we don't know you, because you never stayed in Biafra. You made your stake in Nigeria. Okay, so if there's anybody in Biafra land who is not into this struggle because they don't like where Mazi Simon Ekpa is from, that person should rethink himself and turn around, because it does not matter where a man comes from. Even as the Bible said, it is not those who call me Lord, Lord, who shall enter into my kingdom, but he who does the will of my Father. Right? Okay. So it's not those calling Biafra. I mistakenly tuned to another channel, and I think I was hearing somebody's voice I didn't want to hear. I think that was Radio Biafra. I just turned out from it. So they are calling Biafra, but Biafra they are calling is in vain.
Just like the Lord, and yet they cannot enter the kingdom because they actually are not a part of the Lord.
Exactly. They call him Biafra, but the evidence is not there. The evidence is not there. By their fruits, you would know who are the real ones. Just like Christ, by their fruits, you would know that who are my disciples. Okay? So by their fruits, you would know too that they are not genuine Biafrans. They are also corrupt human beings who are only interested for the temporary gain that they are acquiring today. It is better for me to live and die in the agony of fighting for my freedom than to eat today and then I think I've gotten everything I need in life. This struggle is not just for us, the living. This struggle is for those who are not yet born. The youngsters who are today, who are not yet old enough to fend for themselves. Those, their children and their children's children. Those are the ones we are fighting for. Okay? So it is not for me. It is for our children and children's children, for posterity. See, the United States, they fought this war. 17 65. They fought a civil war. Okay, 1865 also. And all these wars led to the growth of another civilization, another great civilization called the United States, that became the superpower of the world. Okay, so in order for us to achieve our goal, to become the superpower of Africa, because we have the intellectual knowledge, know-how, we have the human power, we have the physical power, we have the resources, everything we need in Biafra land to make ourselves the first African superpower. And it is not everybody that have that goal, that vision. Nations are built by visionaries. And we have two of the greatest visionaries, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. We have two of the greatest visionaries in modern time. In Africa, one of the greatest visionaries we had is Nkrumah. He was a Pan-African nationalist. While Azikiwe was enthralled with petty politics in Nigeria because he never fought to achieve independence. And Ghana never fought, but Kwame Nkrumah was a visionary. While our leaders in Nigeria were all traveling with their mediocre politics, South Africa was developing, and there's Nelson Mandela, who fought for the liberation of his people. Though the black people have taken over South Africa, that same evil of Africanism has affected South Africa, and they are retrogressing back to like most of African countries, who are not going to let that happen to us in Biafra, because we are very, very intelligent people. There is no place in the world where a Biafran will not succeed. Anyway, and there is anywhere you don't see a Biafran, then know that something is wrong with that place. We are all over the world, the most diverse, educated people in every corner of the world. Okay, so we are going to pull these resources from outside and come back home and develop our own region and be the greatest African nation in the world. Imagine how long have been holding Olympic Games. Not a single African nation has ever tried to hold the Olympic Games. The World Cup, not one.
That's right.
Not one. These are the things I see and I say, where are we? Where are we? And we cannot achieve that in Nigeria, because the evil politics in Nigeria will stifle the greatest minds. Britain is the Britain is the most corrupt nation because it eggs Nigeria on, whereas they know Nigeria cannot be great together, but they want that one ethnic group to lord it over the others and do their bidding. That time of people keeping silent and allowing things to go the way they are over. This is time of freedom. Like Simon said, they are killing us with weapons, even if with knife. Whatever they're killing us with, we have to pay them back in equal justice, the same.
That's it.
Okay? So if you come to my house, maybe you were killing me while I was in your place. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then I to my own house. You follow me and come to my house to kill me. You want me to fold my arms and then allow you to finish me off before I start to defend myself. That can never happen. They killed us in the north and killed us and massacred and massacred and massacred. Some of our people who have some sense come back home. Then as more people are coming back home, they follow you and then drive you come back to your own house to continue to kill you. And then you think I'm gonna fold my arms and allow you to finish me off before I start to defend myself. No. Our forest is very, very important. Our forest saved us during the war. Part of their plan has been to get us naked.
That's it.
Infiltrate our forest, so that when they come to the cities, they kill us. We run rest. They kill us. Then we won't have any place to hide.
Yes.
That is their plan. That's why they have been sending all these people to infiltrate our forest. No matter what.
In our forest, as much as they have the ones they have, in our marketplaces and all of that.
Exactly. It's like getting you. It's like, yes, they want to get us naked.
Yes.
Okay. It's like our forest is our loin. It's what protects our nakedness.
Yes.
Okay. So, no matter the cost, the amount of the sacrifice we have to make, we must protect our forest. We must drive away all those who have infiltrated to our forest. All the weapons they have amassed, we have to find out where they kept them and use those weapons against them.
Against them.
At least that's what we did in Biafra during the war with Biafra Organization of Freedom Fighters. All the weapons we were using, we got it back from the Nigerian soldiers that we killed. So all the weapons they are bringing to our area, we must find out where they are storing them and get them and use it against them. So our forest is without a doubt the most consequential project that we have to embark on. We have to drive them out of our forest at any cost. It is our loin. It is our backyard. Okay? When they come in the cities, to the towns, you know where you can. You cannot allow them to master our forest more than us who own the land.
More than us, yes.
Exactly. We can never allow them to do that. So when they come to the city, so we know where we have to meet them and fight them. It's in the open. Okay? It's in the city. So we can see them much better. Because we are in our house, the crannies and crevices surrounding our villages and so on.
Yes.
So we can face them in the city, in the towns, in the villages. They cannot know our surroundings more than we know it ourselves. But our forest is our loin. They cannot get us naked. So that I have been emphasizing from day one. Our forest is our
lands.
Security. Yes, it's our security. So, is there any other thing you want to ask me? Have any questions?
Chief, we appreciate you for because you have touched lots of things, especially concerning how we have to be resilient and the knowledge we need to have at this particular time. Now, of course, critically, we have seen how the hell have let loose, because we are beginning to take actions that will actually give us the freedom that we determine and we desire. You can see from the quarters, it's obvious to us now that the people we thought that were with Mazen Namdekanu are actually with the Nigerian government. And it's obvious to us now that it's plainly and clearly seen that we can now obviously identify our enemies. Now, from henceforth, of course, this sit at home, 5-day sit at home, has changed the narrative. It's the proof that Biafrans are actually in charge and Biafrans are actually ready to go. But you can see the fight coming from every quarter, so that they have to expand their post by employing even those who actually pretended to be those who are saying Lord, Lord, who are always in IPOB one family, but they are healing the people. Now, as a military person who is experienced, who fought in the Biafra war, and also who is experienced in the issues of military tactics and all of that, and dealing with the matters that have to do with, things like this, especially situations like this, because we have entered into armed struggle. And of course, we know that they began this by killing us, and of course, we have to defend ourselves. Now it is time to defend ourselves. Sit at home is one of the tactics. We know by this sit at home, they're going to employ several tactics to come against God's people. Now, tell us what you think from experience and from your, knowledge of military actions and all of these that we should expect at least in the next 10 minutes or so. This is the last question I'm going to ask, so that you can express very, very well to Biafrans so that they can understand. Tell us by your experience, as somebody who has fought in the Biafra genocide war against Biafrans, you fought on the side of Biafra and to defend Biafra land from those who were coming against us and trying to commit genocide against us. And of course, the BOF tactics, and also you are also a military person in the US and Navy. Tell us what Biafrans should expect from now, based on tactics, based on experience, and based on things that are going to happen from now around our vicinity or around our land.
Okay. General Douglas MacArthur, a U.S. general who fought in the Far East Philippine front during the Second World War, said the era of frontal attacks are over. The era of frontal attacks are over. That means, whereas during the First and Second World War, people were digging trenches, and you face your opponents face to face, just as we fought the Biafra war too. But after MacArthur fought in several orders between World War II, after he used that tactics and fought many battles and lost a lot of men, so he devised a new method that made him to say the era of frontal attacks are over. So that's when you have to face your enemy, kick your enemy at his underbelly. Our forces, our military, ESN, have to attack Nigeria at their underbelly. Okay? We are not here to see who has the greatest, mightiest weapon, or who has the greatest military manpower. No. A small army can defeat a mighty army. Okay? Just by knowing where and when to attack and debilitate that force. Okay? So, whereas in a conventional war, you attack your enemy, during the day you can fight, during the evening you can fight, but here in a non-conventional war. You attack in the evening, in the middle of the night, very early in the morning, when you know your enemy is fast asleep. Okay. The underbelly, you have to study your enemy very well. In order to achieve this, you have to study your enemy very well. Know his mannerisms, know his going in and going out. That way you know. Even if you are attacking in the evening, you know when he's leaving. And then you pinpoint the correct place where they reach there, you can annihilate them without much resistance. Okay? So we cannot fight a frontal battle. We have to pick them at their only where the underbelly means where they are most weakest. Okay, where they are most weakest. Even if it's in northern Nigeria where we are heading, we have to study them, know where they are most weakest. We attack there. Your battles are won one at a time. Okay. In fact, I thought about this too. If I tell you, Benue, because they're coming from the north through Benue, Makode, through the bridge at Makode, through that bridge at Makode.
Yes.
I think we need to bring down that bridge.
yes, of course.
I think we have to bring down that.
We have come to that point.
Yes, we have to bring down that bridge. We bring down that bridge before they repair it, because it's not easy to repair just overnight. Before they repair it, it will be difficult for them to reinforce the forces that they already have in Biafra land.
Yes.
It will be difficult for them to reinforce them very quickly. So if those forces they have in Biafra land run out of food, ammunition, they become easy target for our picking.
Don't you think that bridge goes down? Maybe at that point when we need to declare no-fly zone, and that bridge goes down, and then our men are stationed in strategic places, guerrilla pattern, to make sure that any flight, because they want to now start using, crafts, aircraft. It's nice.
Definitely, yeah. If we have a good anti-aircraft weapons, rockets, rocket launchers we can use. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't matter when we have the right weapons to fend off any warplane coming to Biafra. It doesn't matter. But the air can only carry so much reinforcement to them. Okay, even if they have to paratroop to come down, while they paratrooping, we'll be picking them one by one.
Yes.
But for a mass supply chain, the logistics to supply reinforcement for those on ground has to come through land. So that's why that bridge has to come down. Yeah, we don't have to worry about so much about the plane. We just need to have the proper weapons to bring down those planes. Okay.
So which means that supplies have actually been coming in from that bridge, that Benue angle, access, getting Biafra land.
Yes. That's where their supply route is. Yeah. Every reinforcement is going to come through that bridge. No other place. Because the river Benue is not that filled with water all throughout the season. Okay, so they don't have the kind of ship that will go there. So unless they have to try and see where that river is shallower, and then maybe construct a mechanized bridge, usually usually the military has a mechanized bridge they can just construct within a day. Okay, so even if they put that thing there, that one is easier to destroy immediately also. So if they put any bridge they put there, we make sure we destroy them. Because really much of their supplies will come through land. A lot of weapons, men and food, everything they need will come through land. Not much will come through land. Okay, so that's the way we control who comes to the east and who doesn't come to our region. And
I think that's the only bridge that can actually. I'm just going through my mind now to see if there are other access routes, aside the bridge.
Yeah, that's the only bridge I know at Makode that comes to the east. Just like River Niger, you have the one on Onitsha, going through the Midwest. Those are the only.
I think that's the only. Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, so that is necessary. So, like I said, the time of the era of frontal attacks are over. So our men, our ESN, they have to study the movement of Nigerian forces and attack at their underbelly. Okay, they can never defeat a moving target. They can never defeat a moving target. They are the ones that are stationary, moving in their vehicles. So because that's why we have to maintain control of our forest, because that's where our men will live. That's where they eat, where they do everything for them to master the forest. So after the strike, they disappear. Okay, they disappear back into the forest. If anybody is coming to, they have that advantage. Anybody coming to that forest to look for them, they know how to position men to eliminate anybody coming there to look for them without them being discovered. Okay, so whereas in the north you don't have a lot of forest. It's I remember I traveled the farthest I traveled to the north is Abuja, and I didn't even see much vegetation. I didn't even see that many people either. Drive by so many, you don't see people. One person per square mile. I said, where are the population? They say they are so populous. Where are the population? I didn't see anybody. Because you cannot travel in the east. One inch per square mile. You see 1,000 to 2,000 people. So where are the people? They say they are so many people. They are so populous. Where are
when you are traveling, they just see everywhere open before you even meet where people are.
Yeah, not anybody. These are lies. These are lies. They have lied to us. They have the land mass, but it's not populated by people. They have small villages, maybe 3,000 in a village, or even 500 in a village. They are not many. We are more than them.
Very well. Very much more than
that's
them.
why they bring people. Yeah, that's why they bring people from outside the country. Fulanis from outside the country to come and help them.
It still are people that are even still going to populate them there.
Yeah.
Our people going there, we have lots of our people over there.
Yeah, because if you bring back the whole of our people who are living there, that's what you see, they are owned by our people. You look at hotels, you go up to the north. If you want to look for a lodge, it's owned by our people. These people don't build anything.
Of course. Yes.
They don't build anything. They don't believe in civilization. They don't believe in development. And how can we assist with people like that?
Remain the same from age to age, year to year, century to century. They are the same.
The same. Everything.
Food. Everything the same.
Food. Only that soya. Yeah. So yeah, that's all they eat.
Yeah, no improvement, nothing. Sugar cane, that's everything the same.
The same.
How can we live with such
Everything. Yeah. So it's unconscionable that I don't know what is if money is everything to these people, the Ohanese and the governors and so on. Then to me, it tells a whole lot about themselves, that they are lazy people, that they don't believe in working hard to build a business from ground up.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
Yes, Bill Gates was a student when he started Microsoft from the garage of his house and built it to become one of the largest corporations in the world. Many of the businesses here, that's the way it started. Start from nothing, and they built it to become one of the largest corporations in the world. I remember when I was my business, I started my own business from just simple flyer, made a flyer, and I started working from street to street. In midnight, I walked from street, putting my flyer in front of people's cars. People's cars. From there, you get your first customer. From that very one customer, they multiply to 2. From 2, you get to 3. You expand, expanding. That's the way business. That's what it's called capitalism. That you start from nothing, and you build yourself to be a giant corporation.
Yes.
And where you start hiring other people. But they want to steal government money that is meant for the development of the country, of public goods, build nice roads, build nice schools, hospitals. But they want to utilize it for themselves and their family, and they think that they have achieved something. They are thieves. They are Robin Hood. It's sad. Nobody wants to live like that, and I don't want my people to live like that. Way after I'm gone.
We can't be so gifted. We can't be so talented. We can't be so full of wisdom and full of knowledge to do some stuff, and yet we have people who want to keep us down, keep us the way they are, as they have remained from the time of Usman Danfodio from their forefathers till now. They are still the same, and they are fighting us, using our own people to fight us.
And they want to bring that mediocrity to come and rub off on you.
That is it.
That's the bad part. Yeah. They want to bring it. The plan of Nigeria.
Yes.
They want to come and take over our land and make it the agricultural
yes.
Control all the development. All the development will center in the north and so on. And your area there becomes an undeveloped agricultural hub. That's their plan.
Yes.
But it's not going to work.
It's not going to work at all. We're resolute.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chief. You have said so many things. We just appreciate you, for your time and for giving your experience and your words of wisdom to Biafrans. We hope to have more of you on Tuesday. We don't know if you will be available, because Tuesday is going to be a free day. People are going to go to market. We're going to have the sit at home on Wednesday. If you can be chanced, I don't know, 2 p.m. Biafra time. If you can be chanced, we would love to have you also, so that you can talk to Biafrans more, especially on the concept of the way forward and the reason why we must not relent, and we must gird our belts and gird our lions to make sure this period that we have entered into becomes, we put intense heat and on the ass of the Fulanis and their stooges in our land, and see that we actually get our freedom. I don't know if we can have you on that days and 2 p.m. Biafra time, so that we can
No
talk
problem.
extensively.
Thank
Thank
problem.
you so much.
I'll do my best to
Thank
come
you so
again.
much. Thank you so much.
Also, because our government, our people don't really understand the purpose of government. We need to drill this down to them, for government. What government is necessary.
Yes.
Our people don't understand that very well yet. Yes. So if they understand it, then they know that Nigeria has failed it. Okay.
Thank you so much. Your last words to Biafrans? You have any last words to Biafrans?
Well, like I always say, stuff, buy food, get water, and make sure you are safe where you are. Don't talk to anybody you don't know. Don't talk to anybody you don't know. And don't go anywhere with somebody you just met. Okay, especially the women. Our girls, I saw one this thing online where somebody was talking to our girls. They said they went to meet some Fulani men.
Yes,
two girls.
Also. Yes, about 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls.
Yeah, that is bad. Don't they have parents? Don't they see what is happening? No common sense. So those people like that, that's why our people still, that education must be continuous. Okay, education of our people must be continuous. There are people that are not getting this education, is not reaching. So we have to continue to preach that they have to preserve themselves. My father passed away long ago, but I remember as a youngster, I used to tell my older sister, if you preserve yourself, you become atoma. Atoma is a catfish that becomes a giant catfish. For women, if you preserve yourself, you become a giant catfish. Okay, preserve yourself, youngsters. Okay, don't sell yourself short. You have a future ahead of you. Preserve yourself and protect yourself. That's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. We appreciate you for the things you have, the advice. And I believe that Biafrans have listened, and those who are going to watch later too, they have listened and they will take the advice very strongly, because these are the kind of advices we need in this critical time. Very, very critical time. The times are critical because it is actually we're trying to get our freedom, and the Fulanis are trying to make it difficult for us by bringing in attacks and bringing in our people who are going to actually work against us. Thank you so much, Chief Emeka. We look forward to having you on Tuesday by 2 p.m. Biafra time, and we say may you enjoy the rest of the day and of course into the new week. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So
Bye-bye. Sure.
Yeah, bye-bye. So Biafrans, you've heard it. You have a message from Chief Emeka. You know, he has spoken extensively, and of course he has opened our minds to lots of things. And in fact, I want you to understand, Biafrans, the fact that we are going towards our home, getting to our home and getting to our freedom, you must know that lots of actions will be taking place, and these actions will always come from the enemies. If you observe critically, you will discover that the whole actions, the whole things that are causing, lots of controversy and all of that, is coming from the camp of the enemies. They stage a kind of confusion to make it look like what we are doing is actually bringing a problem. You can imagine an average Biafran thinking that because we are calling for sit at home, we are actually causing trouble. You see the mindset of people. Sometimes you just wonder where their reasoning faculty has the source from. How can somebody think that because we call for sit at home, we have actually now look at in the space of the space on Twitter today, the Twitter space of Mazi Samaneba, somebody came up and he was just talking, and one of the things he said is that, don't you think that you fighting Peter Obi or talking against Peter Obi or talking about not electing Peter Obi is fighting God? Now I want to yes, Steve Mobi. Yes, he's going to be coming back on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Biafra time. I want to announce to us also. Let me use this opportunity to announce to us the time for all our programs will now be 2 p.m. Biafra time. No more 1 p.m. Biafra time. We're going to move it to 2 p.m. Biafra time, 2 to 4, 2 hours extensively. We are going to rub on critical issues. So on Tuesday, Steve Moby, he's going to be coming on Tuesday. Moby, okay, this is Moby, not Moby. Okay, Moby. Steve, I'll read the messages very soon, shortly, because I just want to give a brief analysis before we go on the messages. So we're going to be bringing him. He's going to be here with us on Tuesday by 2 p.m. Biafra time. So get ready on the Tide of Affairs program. The Evidence History program, and of course, it's also going to talk about the sit at home. This period, we are dedicating it to the sit at home, and I can assure you that in the situation on ground right now is that we're enforcing the sit at home, and everybody is responding. Those places where people are still being stubborn, they are just little and they are just few, but we are going to make sure that the sit at home continues in all aspects of Biafra land. The truth about it is that if you like struggle with the whole thing, if you like do whatever you want to do about the whole thing, you cannot stop us from getting Biafra. And the truth also is this, that your action cannot make election hold in Biafra land. Now I want to address that guy who talked about fighting against Peter Obi. Fighting against Peter Obi and then fighting against God by fighting against Peter Obi or trying to stop Peter Obi. Now he said something. He said that he doesn't believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he doesn't believe in Biafra, and he doesn't that freedom is not killing. And I wonder where he got that narrative that because we're asking for freedom, we're killing. Who is killing actually? Who is cutting? Who are those cutting people's neck? Let me ask that stupid guy. In the north right now, is anybody fighting for freedom in the whole of the Hausa land? Or the Middle Belt? Is anybody asking for freedom as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking? Who is killing them there? Who is cutting their necks there? So why would you say that because we're asking for freedom? So if you tie me down somewhere, I say, please free me, you'll say I'm asking for trouble. You put me in trouble, you put me in danger, you put me in harm's way, you are frustrating me, you are trying to make me, for instance, if you are that idiot, let me ask him a question. If he has a wife in the house and that wife is stronger than him, and the wife is putting him in trouble, putting him in debt, and making him lose his business, and making him lots of things. If he invests here, the wife will squander it. He makes money, the wife takes all the money, he sends the money to the wife's account, the wife takes all the money and give him stipends. He keeps working and the wife is eating all the money, buying different things, sponsoring her boyfriend and all of that. He will come to tell us that when he wants to, now if he fights back now, the wife will now say that he's causing trouble. Now I don't understand. Or somebody will come and say you are causing trouble for fighting back. Now, when people talk, sometimes you just wonder from what point of thought are they coming from? This is a dangerous, people are so myopic. Now, he was saying that fighting Peter. Now, how can you, measure the issue of Peter Obi to be the status of God? Talking about Peter Obi becoming the program for God, for God's, use and all of that. When actually, he says he doesn't believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so he doesn't even believe in God. That means he believes in the God of the British. Because whoever brought Peter Obi into the scene, one, they recognize that Biafra is gaining momentum. They recognize the heat that Biafra is causing, and the tension, in their fabric, in that Nigeria fabric, recognizing that tension because of the because of the Biafra movement and the momentum we're gaining. Suddenly, they bring out Peter Obi. God never brought Peter Obi. It is the British and the Caliphate that brought Peter Obi into the system. Peter Obi went to UK. And Peter Obi was told to take another party so that it would be a Wazobia thing. Now, you're talking about Igbos, taking over and becoming president for this period. Now, let me tell you something. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, Jonathan, good luck Jonathan, is an Igbo man. But what they have succeeded to do is that they divided you, call you Southeast and South-South, so that you will not see yourself together. So now, those ones who believe that they are Southeast are now seeing those Igbo brothers in the South-South as not part of them. So now they say, Igbo man, we need an Igbo man. Who is Ebele Jonathan? Is he not an Igbo man? So what really are you guys saying? What really, when you talk about Igbo presidency, what do you really mean? Who is an Igbo person? Are you saying Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is not an Igbo person? So you dwell on the narrative of the Fulanis to divide you, and then call these ones South and say they are not Igbos. And then you now begin to, how ignorant is this? And they call themselves Ohanese. And most of these people call themselves intellectuals. They don't know who is Igbo. They don't know who is Biafra. They don't even know that every Biafran is an Igbo, because that is our source before we became Biafrans. So once we have someone who has come from that land and has ruled, he is an Igbo. He is a Biafran. Now he ruled. He was not able to. Do you know why he was not able to? One, if you go to the National Assembly, everything you need to do and function as a government must come from the National Assembly. They make the laws. They regulate it. Just like the executive executes the law. But there will be no law to execute if the National Assembly does not get the laws together. Now, if you go to the National Assembly, the Fulanis have critically designed the whole concept and the template of Nigeria so that they have the majority at all times in the House of Representatives. So whatever you do, whoever you think you are, if you like, bring Jesus Christ into the system. In quote, I'm not saying Jesus cannot correct things. Just don't get me wrong. I'm using, as symbolic stuff, expression here, not Jesus himself, because we know Jesus is God, so God can do anything. Now, if you like, bring the best brain, bring Joe Biden or bring Trump into the system. As long as you have a National Assembly that favors the Fulanis, you are going nowhere. In the first place, you are flawed. So when Peter, let's just assume that Peter Obi is somebody that will do well. If he comes into that system, my brother, my sisters, he will, just like Jonathan, flawed and failed, and all the wealth went to the north. The same thing will happen. Now let me tell him, because he says he doesn't believe in God. Let me tell him this, because may not be able to talk extensively on this matter. Maybe tomorrow. Also tomorrow is our back to base program, and then of course we're going to talk more because this is sit at home period. So we're going to talk more about sit at home tomorrow, and then we'll continue the back to base Bible teaching upper way, because this is sit at home, so we have to analyze the things happening. Now let me tell that ignorant guy. Do you know why Peter Obi is not a program of God? In the first place, everybody that God ordains, God gives an ability of revelation, an ability of prophetic utterance. Check it through scripture, or check it even in the life of Mandela and all of those people. If you observe their statements, you discover that they are prophetic. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came in, and all he said, all he said came to pass. Prophetic. That means there is a link between the spiritual and the natural in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now said things and they are coming to pass the way accurately they are coming to pass, what does that tell you? It simply means God is with him, right? Check David, check Moses, check Jeremiah, check everyone who have been used. Check Cyrus, who was even not, although his mother is Esther, Queen Esther, who is married to Astyages, that's Ahasuerus of the book of Esther. Check. Before Cyrus was born, it has been prophesied that he was going to come. Ojukwu himself spoke prophetically about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Go through his speeches. Now, if you want to know who God is with, observe their utterances. Have you ever heard Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to say that he is not, what he was doing is to get all, to favor the Fulanis? No, he's speaking on redeeming everybody, including the Fulanis. He's not speaking on to favor anybody, but to redeem everybody. That is what a true called person does. You don't come to favor anybody, but you come to redeem everybody. Now, that guy says he doesn't believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which means he doesn't believe in freedom. Everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying is connected to freedom. So, which means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an epitome of freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a cynosure of freedom. So, if you don't believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then why did you come to that Twitter space? If you don't believe in freedom, then why fight some people also who believe in freedom? Why fight those who are asking for freedom? Now, one thing he was saying is that Why are you forcing people to sit at home? For God's sake. The sit at home we've been having from on Mondays. Who told the people to sit at home? The spirit of Biafra. The people automatically were in the mood of autopilot. The reason why we enforce sit at home is for the 2% of people who want to destroy the whole process by misleading the people. So the reason why Samaneba is there talking about it and fronting it, or to stand there to make sure that he makes sure that the good news or the right message goes to the people, is because of people like that idiot who would come to mislead the people. So to help the people stay focused in what they have chosen to do for their own freedom, we need somebody like Mazi Samaneba to be in the helm of affairs on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until he's out, to direct the precepts and to make sure that we are coordinated in what the people have decided to do. First, the sit at home is a program of the people. Second, the person to coordinate this thing to help the people stay on track is Mazi Samaneba, so that the people don't get confused. So why would somebody come and say that Peter Obi is ordained by God? Is he prophetic? What has Peter Obi said that proves of when God calls people, he gives them that ability to do things that people will know that of a truth they are called by God. What has Peter Obi done that proves that he's called by God? What has he done? He has not done anything to prove that. But rather, the British took him and put him there. Are you saying that the British now, they are the gods? Are you saying that the Fulani Caliphate, they are the gods you are talking about? If you are calling them the God, then you are actually submitting yourself to that less God who is an idol against the work of Chukwokike. Now, you see, when we find people say some stuff, I don't understand. How do you qualify Peter Obi as a messenger of God? Are you saying that what God started with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, gave him the prophetic utterance, and the things begin to come to prove that it is God that's actually using him, now becomes flawed because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention? No. And when God talks about redemption, now I want to educate that guy. Biafra has been existing 400 years, more than 400 years before the name Nigeria was adopted, or was not adopted, was imposed on the nations. The Igbos, that is the whole people of Biafra, have been existing over 5,000 years. See now, the name Biafra has been used over 400 years before the name Nigeria was imposed on the people. Who is greater? Who is greater? Are you saying that when Fulani appoints somebody, you now epitomize it to mean God? We have to be careful. What we are doing now is critical. And the careless words of some people will put them in situations that they should be careful of. Now remember, I want to look at it in its own way. Maybe the British God, designed by that Christ they have created in their religion, is whom he is referring as God. Because the British have designed themselves to look like they are gods. The behavior of Britain, everything they do, they have created it to mean that they are God. Which means that this guy is actually referring to the God of the British. That demonic God of the British that believes in subjugation, that believes in oppression, that believes in cheating, that believes in plundering, that believes in stealing people's resources, that believes in stealing the best brains in people's lands and taking them into their own land, that believes in subjugating people, that believes in using criminals to fight people and by proxy put people down. That is a wicked God. That is a demonic God. And that is the God this guy is referring. He doesn't know the true God. Just like Pharaoh said, who is that your God? I have my God. Who is that your God? That I may respect and obey. That is what this guy is talking. When I was listening to him in that space, I felt like coming to talk to him, but because I know there will be no time there. Because of time, we're not going to go much into these details, but I'm going to be coming critically tomorrow to talk about this critically and more, and of course analyze the situation of the activities of this sit-at-home tomorrow. Now remember, the situation report here is that we are gaining momentum, we are accessing, points and all of that, and the Nigeria-British contraption is now looking for a means of witch hunting people, the key people in this movement. I don't want to go far into that matter, but of course we know that they have failed. Now let me tell you people, they will be pulling some stunts. Britain is designing so much stunt with the Fulani Caliphate to actually create fear in the people to leave Biafra. They are putting things together, 1, 2 things together, to make sure that they confuse you and make you lose your concentration. I want to tell you, you see all these Nzama people and these E-frogs, be careful of them. You see a Geofor and co, be careful of those people. But let me tell you, they are going to be pulling more stunts using the proxies of these same people, because they know that we have busted them. But they will want to go for massive raids and all of that. And as our guest said, tactical measures will be used from now, because the time has come and we are going to get our freedom. But I want to tell you, as he said, be careful. Our ladies, be careful. Parents, be careful. Talk to your children and monitor where they go and what they do. Be careful. And in your place, in your environment, create secret platforms where you can have a hiding place. You know your land, you know your terrain very well. In Biafra land, wherever you are, create places where you can be a secret place to hide your families, to hide yourself. Because critical things are going to happen. They will be coming with attacks, they will be doing lots of things, but we are going to stop them. The moment has come, and it is not, there's no going back. 84 days to our freedom. We are not going back. So all these ones who are coming with their narrative, they all have now become very evidently strong. They now have voices. Fulani killed in Enugu, none of them talked, none of them said anything. All of them, including all these idiots going from one platform. When they see someone somewhere, they want to enter to talk. When they see somebody talking about Biafra, they want to come into it. E-frogs jumping from one platform to the other, frogs as they are, they want to talk. But Fulani has been killing, none of them is talking, and people want to take action to free themselves, and they are coming to tell us how we are causing trouble. How are you causing trouble? By trying to defend yourself from being killed. How does that amount to trouble, for God's sake? With let's be reasonable. We have told you that Peter Obi is coming on a foundation that is not real. Nigeria in the first place does not exist. Why? Nigeria is not a nation. It is only a nation that can be a state, because a state is a government or a group of people with a government endowed with power and authority. That power authority comes from the sovereignty of the nation involved. Which culture does Nigeria operate on? No culture. They want to impose Fulani culture on you, and you are coming to tell us that we should stop fighting them for doing that. They are bringing massive attack on us because they want to impose Fulani culture on us, because they know that the only way to operate and control people is to impose a particular culture. There is no way Fulani can take over Nigeria and the people, the indigenous nations within Nigeria, without first overcoming and defeating them and controlling them using their culture, imposing their culture on the people. Then they build a constitution that surrounds their culture and their religion. That is the only way. That is why the Sharia is in the constitution. How can you have two kinds of laws in one booklet? And you say you have a nation, you have a Sharia law, you have a secular law, and the same Peter Obi will come to swear on this constitution that has two laws. Where does it happen? And reasonable people cannot reason. You can't have Sharia and at the same time have conventional or contemporary constitution or secular constitution in one booklet. Where does that happen? Where does that happen? I'm going to answer your questions. Let me just finish with my narrative. I'm going to come to the messages. Where does that happen? Which means that anything that concerns election is flawed. It can't work in the concept of Nigeria. It cannot work. It's not possible. Let me go to the messages now because of time. We're going to talk more on this narrative tomorrow, and I'm going to open your mind more on the factors, on the things that are happening, in our land and all of that. I'm going to open your minds more tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to back to base program will be suspended because of this sit at home. It's going to continue next week, Sunday, but we're going to continue on the narrative of sit at home here on this platform. And tomorrow I'm going to be showing you some videos and some activities going on, and of course give you some narrative on perspectives and all of that, so that we can actually have a good end. Because of our guest today, I didn't want to play videos because I wanted him to talk to us critically. But tomorrow I'm going to be alone, so we're going to have interactions. I'm going to open the lines if you want to call in, or you want to send messages, or you want to tell us things happening around you, or a message that you've got. But definitely, I want you all to know that we are not going back. We are not going back this time. You see that Makodi Bridge where they are bringing their supplies, bringing their foodstuffs, bringing their men through. We are going to bring down that bridge, and nothing will stop us. And then we're going to defend our territory. We're going to bring down that bridge. We are making it open to them to know, so that they know, because we know they are using that bridge as a supply angle where they are bringing their stuff and all of that. We know what they are doing. So thank God for our guests who actually has drawn our mind to that. And I know that our people, know what to do. Of course, the message is going. So definitely our people know what to do. Good man, you said with speed. We're going. And so please, I'm sorry about that. We have a good man. He said we move with speed. Thank you, good man. And greetings, Brother Kelechi. And thank you so much, Egon. Thank you so much. When we thank you. You said the heat is on. Yes, the heat is definitely on, and we will keep the momentum. And they are bringing it, and we are giving it to them too. Good man, David says, Godspeed, good speed to you, Master Kelechi. Thank you so much, good man. I appreciate you for being the first person here to comment and also your messages. I want to thank you, Adekunle. Thank you so much, Olumuyiwa. Thank you, Adekunle. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here. Good to have you, Adekunle Olumuyiwa. Olumuyiwa. I think I pronounced it well, of course. Adekunle Olumuyiwa. It wanted to break my tongue, but I know I got it right. Olumuyiwa Adekunle. Thank you so much. Good to have you, and we want to have you always here. And also invite other Oduduwa people to join us. On Tuesday, on Monday, sorry, we're going to be having our Oduduwa family with us. Yesterday we couldn't actually. I'm sorry, I'm in a broadcast. Please, I'll call you back after the broadcast, please. Yesterday we couldn't actually. We had technical issues. We were supposed to be here yesterday with our Oduduwa people, also with Dr. Ngozi and Prince Ezim. We were supposed to be here, but we couldn't. We were dealing with the technical issues for almost 2 hours. We couldn't fix it, and we had to move it to Monday. That's why, because we know if we say we leave it to Friday again, it'll be another 1 week. So we said we're going to move it to Monday. So 2 p.m. 5 p.m. tomorrow. On Monday. It's going to be 5 p.m. this time around on Monday. But normally our regular times will be 2 p.m. from now henceforth. So please take note. But Monday will be 5 p.m. because that's the schedule we have decided on that. On Monday we're going to have the Oduduwa people here. We're going to have Biafrans here, and Dr. Ngozi, and also Prince Ezem here too. We're going to be talking extensively professionally. We're going to be looking at these things in our professional angles. You are going to listen to it in a professional way. On Monday is going to be professional, and we're going to look at everything happening, our freedom and everything, and the blessings and the things that are set for us. So prepare your minds. On Monday, 5 p.m., we're going to be here live, and we're going to be discussing matters that concerns us with critical guests. People who have experience and who know what they are saying and who understand the issues of the times that we are in. So we're going to be hearing from ladies. We're going to be hearing from men. It's going to be wonderful on Monday. So please prepare yourself. Tomorrow, Sunday, as usual, 2 p.m., we're going to be here, and we're going to talk more about what is going on. So thank you, Adekunle Muyiwa. Invite other Oduduwa people. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not. And also like the video, and also forward on all social media platforms that you are in, so that the people can join and also hear the good news and hear this great teaching of today. And Josephine said, hello, Master Kelechi, long live Biafra, long live all sincere children of our father land, Biafra. Thank you so much, my sister Josephine. Good to have you again today. Chidis Aham says, good after Master Kelechi, Biafra must come. Yes, Biafra must come. Thank you so much, Chidis Ahams. And certainly we are together in this, and together we have declared that Biafra must and shall come. Mwokike Daberchi, greetings, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Mwokike. Thank you so much. And of course, good to see you again, Ego and Wenwu. Thank you. God bless Biafra Republic always. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Ego. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good to have you also. And Emeka Okoro says, my greetings, brother. Bro. My greetings, bro. Thank you so much. My greetings to you too, my brother. Emeka, thank you. Of course, as usual, the Bridge will always send us a reminder. 84 days to go home. Today is total lockdown, no movement. Yes, Wokike Dabrichi, thanks for that reminder. And our people are sure, our people are keeping the faith in that regard. And Godly Mike 111 says, thank God for the struggles so far. I'm really happy and joyful that Biafra is here. They can't stop it. Thank you so much. They can't stop it. I am so glad that God has put in the hearts of many Biafrans and more than 95% of Biafrans to stick to this cause of freedom. And the truth about it is that we cannot have everybody support it. We understand that. So that is why we are not exuding tantrums here to try to get. We know that not everybody will want their freedom. Some people will just want to be slaves. Their minds have been programmed to continue in that regard, in that line. So we understand that. But we'll keep preaching the gospel, strengthening those who are weak, and then saving those who need to be saved in the other camp. Thank you so much, Joseph. It's been a while, Joseph Household Appliance. It's been a while. Good to have you again. Where is the speaker? Sorry, the speaker's stuff was having a problem. That's why I couldn't see him. And of course, the messages you were getting right. So don't get too offended in that regard. We couldn't have him, but maybe let's see whether next time it will be fixed. And Josephine says, yes, so freedom is coming. Yes, we know justice is coming. Yes, we know we are God. We are God's own children. Okay, I remember that song. Remember, yes, freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. I think that's where you find it from. So good to have you. Thank you so much, my sister Josephine, for that. Evermat says, Ndewo Mazi. Thank you so much, Evermat. Ndewo to you too. Thank you, Joseph Household Appliances. Autopilot is genuine, no hiding faces. Okay, you're still mentioning that issue of not saying the guest. Don't worry, he's real. So he's not hiding his face. He's a military man, so he's not afraid. Josephine, I think our people at home are very much swimming in ignorance. Yes, Josephine. Yes, our people actually are swimming in ignorance, and then that's why we're doing what we're doing, and we make sure that we send the video all around Biafra land so that people can join and get to get the message. Dollar Fox says, good afternoon, Umu Biafra. Dollar Fox, good to have you again. Thank you so much for your message. And good man David says, freedom is coming tomorrow. Yes, freedom is coming, and yes, according to the order, freedom is coming. Sunday Ndu. Okay, Sunday Ndu says, good job. Thank you so much, Sunday Ndu. Thank you. I appreciate you. Good man David says, freedom is coming. GCK, yes, so he said, thank you so much, my brother. Good to have you. Ugoize Amaka says, good evening, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Ugoize Amaka. Good to have you here. As always, we'll always send a message when you're here. Godly Mike 111 says, is Peter Obi God? I wonder how somebody will come and tell us that we're fighting God by fighting Peter Obi. Who is Peter Obi? All these cultic men moving around calling themselves politicians, and you say God. They're talking about that is the God of the British and the God of those who are fighting the anointed people of God, fighting the freedom of people. How can you subjugate people and you say that those who are working under the umbrella of those trying to subjugate the people are fighting God's battle? Where is it written in scripture and everywhere that God is actually or believes in subjugation? In scripture, God is always seeking for the freedom of people. If the Son shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. So God's program for humanity is freedom. So common sense tells you that the issue of fighting for freedom is actually God's program. And you are coming to tell us that fighting Peter Obi or talking about Peter Obi is fighting God. Can you imagine ignorant guy who doesn't understand? I know, anyways, he's talking about the God of the Freemasons and the Illuminati, where Peter Obi and co belong, and where they all operate from. He's talking about that God, the God of the British, that's with the cult where they all belong. That's what he's talking about. So we understand that anyways. And ignorantly, he has told that line, and God help him to be delivered. Margaret Jogwe says, good day, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Margaret Jogwe. Margaret Jogwe, thank you so much for that. And good afternoon to you also. Godly Mike Wangoman says, is Peter Obi God? Why would even come up with such mindset that whoever that is challenging will be challenging God? This will be now a new God for some persons in Zulu Republic. That's what he is. That's what he is. He's their God. Joseph O says, you are doing well. Thank you so much, Joseph O. Thank you so much, Joseph O. Thank you so much, Joseph O. Please let me pick this call, please. about that. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. So please, let's go on. Margaret Ejogwe, God bless Biafra and Biafrans. Thank you so much for that message. You know, let me read on. I'm sorry for that break. I needed to pick the call because it's very important. Everyone who says they are more than saboteurs, they are very foolish. They don't, they leave someone alone. He owes them nothing. That's you know, they will have to fight him. So we are not surprised that they are fighting. It is their program. It is part of what they should be doing. You know, that is what they are. They are empty, so they will keep fighting the wrong battles. Chai, I feel so emotional listening to word of wisdom, sir. God bless you. Talking about our guests, Onyi, it's been a while. I saw you. Good to have you again here. Thank you so much. Our guest was making the points as they are, bullet points, strong points, and giving them to us as we need to have them. Tina Martins says, dear friends, please don't give up. We must continue. What they are doing is just to intimidate and put fears in us to back down. But let us support MSC and ESN, Gallant Men, more than ever now, if ever now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And Tina Martin says, that is what we should do. Thank you for that message. And Onye says, this is what expected to hear and listen from all those called Ohanese, SFA governors, and all the elites. They are not elites. There's no elites in our system. They are just using it to deceive themselves. We don't have elites. They are just ignorant people parading themselves as elders. You know, they are very ignorant. You should listen to them and hear them talk. You just know that these people are very empty. It is not by age. It is by what you have and what you carry. So they are not elites. Don't call them elites anymore, please. Please, Onye, please. Sir, there is no road anywhere in the East any longer. Yes, there's no road, but we're just saying that those roads that were being old are the ones that are still there, which have gone bad, which they are supposed to build back and repair or even fix or get set under, but nothing. So you see, you can imagine. Blessing. Onoha says, God bless you, my sweet brother. Keep up the good work. We are going home. God bless them and we Biafra love you people so much. Thank you so much, my sister Blessing Onoha. Thank you. And I love you guys too. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Mazi Kelechi, Uzamaka Nicholas. Good to have you, Uzamaka. Since you came a bit late today, thank you so much. Please go back to the beginning and listen and get the details. Rebecca Sharon, love. Thank you so much. I love you too, Rebecca Sharon. Good to have you. Thank you so much for the love and my love to you. Zion says, good evening, Brock. Good evening, Matt. Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you also. Sherlock wanted a pound of flesh without getting a drop of blood or getting, I'm saying SGE or something. Impossible. Okay, I think I understand the concept and in that statement. So thank you, Matt. Thank you so much for that comment. And Noelin, as usual, you first send a hi. Good to have you, Noelin Idembo. Thank you so much for your message and good to have you here. And Chimeru, okay, Anago. Chimeru Anago. I think I'm seeing this message for this name second time or so. Leo Mazikalechi, God bless you trillion times. Sit at home continues. Chimeru, thank you so much. Good to have you. And I think I've seen you sometimes here. Yeah. Good. Thank you for joining and sending a message. Thank you so much. And sit at home continues. Good to have you. Eunice Uchechi says, regards to you all. Thank you so much, Eunice. Thank you. Regards to you too. Chimeru says, Biafra love you. Kelechi, thank you so much, and I love Biafra too, and I love every one of you. Thank you so much, Onka Tony. Good evening, Mazi Kelechi. All hail Biafra. Sit at home continues, yes, and we're propagating the gospel as much as we keep the tempo and as much as we keep things going. Onyendu said instead the yam will not dawn. Let firewood finish. Kennedy Obilo, that's true. We will burn the firewood. We keep burning the firewood until we cook the yam. You know, Ego when says Nigeria suppresses Biafran opportunities to shine in the world stage. One of the reasons we have to exit Nigeria in 2023. Yes, they suppress our ability. We carry the grace, and yet they suppress us. And we can continue that narrative. That's why we're doing what we're doing to get our freedom. Ikenna, Abalobi says, Biafra for life. Yes, so not gunners for life. Biafra for life. You know, we can be gunners for life. God forbid. We are Biafra for life. We must sit at home, whether Nzama people like it or not. Yes, like they are sitting at home, they have no choice. They have to sit at home. Fabio says we are here. Okay, good. Of course, good to have you, Fabio, and everyone. Tina Martins says good lecture. Yeah, that was a powerful one from our guest. It was very, very powerful. Diana Ogunbiade. Diana, good to have you again. Welcome, Mazi Kelechi. God bless you. He said thank you. Thank you so much, Diana. Good to have you. Everyone who says the Fulani populations are only in their dreams. There are many inhabitants area and uninhabited areas in the north, and nothing else. It's just a population. It's just a census trick and election tactics to actually make you feel that there are more. So you say more votes come from that place. It's just a tactic. It's a gimmick that British began. British actually used it in the first election to actually make the Fulanis look and the Hausas look so many, so they could rig the election in their favor. So this is what they have been using. It has been a constant narrative for them. That's what they're doing. Emmanuel Chibike says Biafra must be restored. Yes, Emmanuel, whether they like it or not, Biafra must be restored. Biafra must be restored in our time. Good, thank you for adding that to you also, my brother. It must be restored in our time. Mike Dame says, excellent analysis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is it for our guest who gave us the analysis. Thank you so much. Margaret Sijoboy says, thank you, Chief. Yes, so to our guest, and he has received it. And Steve Nwobi says, please, always invite our brother. He knows the strategy to win this war. Yes, we'll always invite him here. And he's going to talk more and more. Unstoppable Movement TV, good to have you. Compliments of the season, Umu Chineke. Thank you so much for that message. Unstoppable, thank you. And Noelin Ayambo says it's a spirit of manipulation. Yes, that's the spirit of manipulation talking about and what we were referring as at that time. Tina Martinson says, another man said, why is someone ordering at home at the festive period? Yes, he talked about that. It's the same person I'm talking about. He was talking about God. So I'm going to talk about this matter tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to talk about this matter tomorrow 2 p.m. Biafra time. I'm going to talk about this issue of festive period, and so that I'll give analysis so that wherever he is, this message will get to him too, and he will know that he is just he's brain dead. You know, when people make their money, he doesn't believe in MNK and Biafra, but he believes in freedom. That is critical. Very, very dumb submission there. Yes, Peter Obi is called by God, by Ibinu, Babi, an idol. Yes, that's it. Adazayan, correct. You are very correct. That's it. The false god that they are called, that's using them actually. Noelin Adiambo says maybe he was talking about different god, which is Britain. Yes, that's it. That's the god of the saboteurs and betrayers. God of slavery. That's what he was talking about. Adazayan says, yes, Biafra will surely come, but that idiot will never enter it. I say to that prayer too. He will see it, but he will not enter. Berichi, that's a Berichi, or Daberichi, or whichever, I think the Berichi or Daberichi, but Berichi anyways. And now what happens to the regular Monday sit at home after this special sit at home? Is it going to be discarded or continue to be continued until Biafra comes, until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released? Sit at home continues on Mondays. Afra says, Afra, it's been a while. Where have you been? Good evening, MKA, as a Mazi Kelechi Ambrose. Thank you so much. Is this live, sir? The two laws, Sharia and secular, means the country ain't one. Yes, that's it. Yes, this is live. This is live, my brother. This is live. And of course, the two laws cannot, there's no way, it's not possible. It can't work. You don't put two laws at the same time in one particular country. One law that constitutes the order of a particular culture. Every law is dependent on a culture and tradition or a religion. So if you bring, the system of the Fulani Sharia, which is actually embedded in their religion, that means you have flawed every other person. So that's why we can't be together. Adazayan says that happened only in contraption, a man-made artificial entity. That's it. Based on what we were discussing then, of course. Diana Ogunbiade says all the people making noise about sit at home, where were they since the Fulani terrorist in uniform has been killing in Southeast? Mad people everywhere in Nigeria. That's it, sister. Thank you for that question. Where have they been? Ego Winwu says they are using this bridge for superiority. Our contributor today is well learned. Yes, that's true. He's a professional, so he knows what he's saying. Thank you so much, Bros Kelechi. Ego Winwu, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you thanking me. Thank you. We have Onye says the same God they imposed to our forefathers. That's it. That's the God they are talking about. That's the God the guy is talking about. Okay, thank you, Mary, for joining. Good to have you and see you again, Mary. Mazi Kelechi. Dear friends, I appreciate you for the work here. God bless and strengthen you. He said, thank you so much, Mary, for your prayers. I appreciate you for the prayers. Princess E says, oh no, I have missed a lot. Just go to the top and listen. You're going to get more details. Good evening, Brother Kelechi. I watch from the beginning. Yes, Princess E, please watch from the beginning. I want to appreciate you all for being here. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Biafra time. Please don't be told. Write it down. Set an alarm towards it. We are going to analyze so many things tomorrow. And as we look more into the analysis of the sit at home and the things happening around and getting more information on ground and things that are happening. So please join tomorrow as we make sure that we decimate the zoo and bring the zoo together. We bring the zoo down and install and bring our nation up again as our people, you know, as we stand tall to see that we get our freedom without hesitation, without resistance. And of course, we know they are going to fight and they're going to try to resist, but we're going to overcome them, and that will spell our victory. Without their resistance, we will not be able to talk about victory. So we need them to resist us and then fight us, then we defeat them, then we now say we are victorious. That's the whole essence of fights. That's why God allows fights to come when you are seeking for good things. God allows these fights to come so that as they fight you, you now are able to exude that strength that is within you. And as soon as you win, you rejoice and talk about victory. You know, this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it, because victory comes, joy comes in the morning as soon as victory shows up. You are going to sleep and wake up in Biafra. That is the mandate, and that is what is going to happen. Good evening from the zoo. May God strengthen you. Thank you, Solomon Azubike. Thank you for that message. Good evening to you too also. I want to thank our guests, you know, Chief Emeka, who has made it all my mind. He has said so many things. I want to appreciate you too for being here. Please like this video, share it on all your social media platforms, including WhatsApp groups and all of that, so that people can listen to the message. And of course, Facebook groups and all of that, and pages and all of that. Forward them to all of those places so that we can send these messages far and wide, and our people can hear the details of these facts and then work with the knowledge and the narrative here and the advice from our guests. I want to appreciate you all. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Biafra time, we continue the sit-at-home analysis, and I thank you because I know we're going to have it here together. 2 p.m., I'm going to be with you here. God bless you, very good. Real good, very good. God bless you, very good. Thank you so much all, and remain blessed as we continue to seek for our freedom and to stand tall to receiving our freedom. Thank you so much all. I love you all. God loves you most. He said,
in preparation for the Biafra exit, the following date has been declared ghost town in Biafra land, to make sure we affect no election and no electoral activity in Biafra land will be allowed on the following date. The 9th of December 2022, Biafra land will sit at home. On the 10th of December 2022, Biafra will be under lock and key. On the 11th of December 2022, Biafra land will be locked down. On the 12th of December 2022, Biafra land will be under lock and key. After that, we are going to go to market on the 13th. And on the 14th of December, Biafra land will be under lock and key. Do not blame anybody in case Nigeria state happens to you. Do not blame anybody in case anything happens to you, because the Nigeria state will not stop at nothing. The way I've shown you the picture of the way they are killing Biafra people, and for the past 1.5 years, we have been preparing you to this day that we have.
I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct, because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe,
Heaven will tell you, and I will tell you, it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind it. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
They can't tell me.
No way.
When the time comes,
It's
okay. What stupid country is this? So when you still find somebody's secret, when you like, you find secret. When you like, it's in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that I ask you? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. 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 After killing my people, you tell me to tell in secret. The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Do you know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.